What's up? Welcome, everybody. New episode, first episode of the New Year's, Sweat Equity. We're back at it again. I'm Audio Jones with the host,
Mr. Abebe Lewis, marketing guru, Mr. Miami.
You heard me. Good. Happy New Year's, man.
Happy New Year, my brother.
How was it for you?
Oh man, good vibes. Brought in the new year, just chilling and just reflecting on the year before. You know what I'm saying? And just bringing it in right and just thinking about all the highs, thinking about all the lows of the year, and some of my higher points and lower points, and just trying to make 2026 a better year this year. For myself and the team.
I love that. Let's stay there. Okay, 2025. Obviously, you had a busy 2025.
Yes, I did.
A lot going on. So, let's do a recap.
Mm-hmm.
Highlights of top 25. Top 3.
Shit, man. Just the highlights was just amazing, man. Number one was Inner Circle. You know what I'm saying? With the Bad Boy Challenge. You know what I'm saying? I've never really been a part of something going viral in that level. You know what I'm saying? Where you got people like Mr. Beast and all the top 10 influencers doing the challenge. You know what I'm saying? So that was number one, kind of like understanding viralness. You know what I'm saying? From a group that's been in the music business for over 50 years. So you think usually it's a younger persona or a younger artist gonna go viral like that, but it's more so just, we just got lucky with that. So that was a high moment. The Stay Strong concert, Jamaica, where the Hard Rock ended the year definitely on a high note. I think that show was in January, but it still felt like it was last year. You know what I'm saying? No, it was in December. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That definitely was a high note. And just understanding more our new venture, our new company is called Big Sound Stage Lighting and festival production, booking. We do so much when it comes to festival and concerts. And it's just me understanding that business more. That was really a high point for me. Just, understanding staging, understanding lighting. I may be a part of the concert from the staging and lighting perspective. I may be a part of the concert from the staging, lighting, and sound perspective. I may be a part of the concert from the stage, the sound, the lighting, the booking. Then you add the marketing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a whole trifold of entertainment, and it's just understanding how to take the entertainment business and transcend it to like money, in the sense of like all the stuff that you're doing. So I got a lot going on, and I was just trying to collateralize everything in the sense of like everything is there, but putting it in one.
But what was the aha? Like, at what point in the journey you're doing branding, you're doing marketing, you're doing consultation, but when was it? And I love to kind of like make these points because I think the stories is what sticks in people's head.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? The event, the day, the client where you saw, oh snap, there's an economy here, or there's an opportunity here.
Yeah. Well, one of the newer things I saw was the series we did with the city of Miramar and the Economic Development Department was Mayor Wayne Messam, which was the Network and Chill. First Fridays.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We did from the Killer Mikes to the Pretty V's to the Rohan Marley to the DJ Iries to the Spectacular. It was a younger business format event series brought to you by the city of Miramar, Wayne Messam, and the Economic Development Department. And when we started the concept, we did not know that, I didn't know that it was going to manifest into so many different young entrepreneurs that are out there, young business people that are out there really looking for a way out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to business, meaning not a way out, but they have everything. They're just looking for the distribution or looking for how to scale, how to do these different things. And I was really surprised by the entrepreneur spirit of the type of people I saw, the type of products that I saw that people are packaging up. They're listening to the consumer. Yeah. They're watching what they want and understanding that the city of Miramar is a Caribbean place. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of, absolutely, it's a lot of different, people in the sense of like Jamaican, Bahamian, Spanish, You know what I'm saying?
I thought that was like massively important because, being from South Florida, Miramar, and that's a hop and a skip it away from me. Yeah. But Miramar, I mean, respectfully, prior to the events that you guys are working on and putting together. I mean, Miramar didn't really have
that type of swag in the sense. Miramar is very, very good, and I hats off to their in-house marketing department. I call them like Abebe Live Nation because they be so own it up in there. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of different events, and it's just a pleasure working with the city of Miramar and all their components of how to help you help them. You know what I'm saying? Blow events up too.
How is that experience different? Because you come from entertainment.
Yes.
Working with municipalities and local, the city and the town. I imagine it's different.
Yeah, it's a little different because you have guidelines. You know what I'm saying? And when you're working with the mayor and commissioner, vice mayor, you can't just do certain guerrilla tactic type things you do for like rappers and all that stuff like that. But when it all boils down, it's really almost like the same thing. It's just served differently. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And my main thing with marketing is just learning how to serve your food, meaning like learning how to serve that purpose or that thing. You know what I'm saying? That component that you are looking to add to that bonus of event. You know what I'm saying? Because I may be the promoter. I may be the whoa, we fixed that though. I may be the booking guy. I may be something else. So it's just really centering yourself and knowing your place. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When it comes to the events and seeing where you can fit just fit in there. You know what I'm saying? But what was good about the city and the Network and Chill First Fridays, it was a series of events. So watching it grow was amazing to ending the last event with like the most people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like marketing and branding, it's not rocket science, especially when you're giving somebody a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those events were very purposeful. So people left their house dressed up with their products, ready to get knowledge, ready to learn, ready to bring their product and show. And, and for Mr. Wayne Messam and the city of Miramar to be doing that, it's amazing because he gave them the blueprint. If they came to all of the shows.
Right.
He gave them a way to even speak to the artists, take pictures, ask them questions. It was an amazing, amazing series, and it was free.
Well, that's fire. So just to break it down for anybody who hasn't gone, because I know you guys got things in the works, and it's not just a networking event, but it's almost like a convention. But it does include like artist performances.
No artist performances. But the speaker would come and get interviewed by the mayor, like in a podcast style with an audience.
I like that better.
Then the speaker gets there early, walks around, talks to people. After the show, he stays, takes pictures, talks to the people. But it's a Q&A experience part. Yeah. So it's like, it's very interactive when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So if you went to all of them, you learned something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can learn how marketing rollouts are. You can learn, it was influencers, there were rappers, there were legacy artists like Rohan Marley, who's not even an artist, but his father is Bob Marley, and he took the brand.
He gets lumped in there.
But he took the brand to the next level because it's like the same thing with me. Like my dad is in a circle, but I feel like I'm taking what he's doing to the next level. Right. You know what I'm saying? So how those different things, come out of things. There's just so many different ways. And just guys, be out there. You see a networking event for free, hit it. You see something good, hit it. Just go check it out. You never know what's going to happen. You can't just stay on IG and all these different sites all day. You still got to go out there and actually feel the temperature of what's going on in the business realm. Look at people's faces. Look at like how they moving. Look if the numbers are up and down, but also be a numbers person, but be a people's person at the same time also,
I like how you made a distinction on, the show is sweat equity, right?
Yeah.
There's an amount of sweat equity that goes into what we do in marketing, largely social media.
Definitely.
One of the main things that I saw coming at the end of 2025 was like, it's very largely going back to being back outside.
Yes.
At events and networking, understanding that those were missed opportunities. I want to harken back to 2025, amazing year. I'm sure you you're hitting different goals, but I want to give perspective in the whole story. You gave us the top 3 highlights. What were the top 3 takeaways that was something that you may have perceived as, I don't want to say negative or failure, but I like failure because failure is like a lesson for me. Like I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that again. What were the top 3 of 2025 that was like, okay, lesson learned, I'm going to do this better?
Top 3, I would say is just like, from the music perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, music.
And because I do music, marketing, soundstage and lighting, so many other things, but this is from the music perspective. It's like, it was just looking at the market analytics of like, is there still an urban market here in Miami? You know what I'm saying? Is there an urban market? And when I mean urban, I mean like music driven. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when my dad was coming up, man, there were so many record stores. There were so many ways of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? For young artists, for young record labels to start and understand what they're doing to make money. You know what I'm saying? So like the sad part was when I was just looking at, and I'm checking back from the record labels back in the days, some slip and slides and full infrastructure, full basis of understanding of how to break an artist, how to do A&R and picking the beats, you know what I'm saying? Some of everything. But now it's like, when I look at the urban market in Miami, like I want to build it back in a sense, in a way where like we can go back to just the underground stations. And that's a level of like where I say now the world is changing. So it's so many different options to hear music, to see things. But sometimes I feel like Miami, we're losing that different edge that we had. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we can bring it back with things like this, like the University of Miami going to the college Super Bowl. And you seeing those old players on the sideline. Because when I was I graduated, I ain't gonna lie, guys, it's a BB 50 this year. I'm turning 50 years old this year.
Celebrate.
So a BB 50 is gonna like reflect on all the good of BB, all the bad of BB, all of everything. But I remember when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, went to American high school, and
shout out the Patriots.
You used to watch the games, and you know what I'm saying? And now you see them boys on the sideline. It's just bringing that back. And it's so crazy how sports can trigger music, can trigger an entire economy. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has to be working at the same time to raise that brand up or raise that demographic up. You know what I'm saying? Like the sports is chipping, the music is chipping, the labels are out there, the restaurants, the clubs, the venues. You know what I'm saying? Where's the Cafe Iguanas? Where are those venues that we used to have as urban people to put on concerts and try to make money, to put on concerts to try to break artists? You know what I'm saying?
So would you say, just to get us back on, get us back on that, so we can make sure it's nailed. We nailed it. Mm-hmm. The biggest takeaway, we don't got to do 3, but just break it down as to what tangibly, what was that failure that was going to give you the competitive edge this year, which was obviously, I know you understand, you looked at the landscape, you isolated it, you made the focus on music. Was it because, I've been in this for so long, this is the way we always done it, and now it's like, oh, the playing field changed?
The playing field totally changed with new areas popping up like the Sweetwater, Doral, over there. Like Doral has about 4 or 5 clubs, venues, beautiful venues, where Latin artists can go and play new music and try to break themselves as artists, brands, entertainers, fashion brands, clothing brands, water brands. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different ways. And I just was trying to, like, when I look back at our analytics as the urban, as what we're trying to grow of certain areas, like radio stations and television stations, we need more urban brands here locally in South Florida to help us uplift what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? From the Caribbean to the Black American, African American perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's out here. Okay, so the number one takeaway or the number one failure for you, I have a great relationship with failure. My biggest thing is fail fast. Yeah, the main thing is just understand and watching just watching it drop down and just understanding that, wow, where is it? Like you heard things like, oh, rap music didn't have a hit this year. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of true because I see it in the sector areas. I'm here in South Florida, and I see the music from the urban perspective not really rising, but I see the Latin perspective rising through the roof of their structure. But then you see it with their food places that's blowing up. You see it with their venues. You see it with their television. So when people don't understand when your entertainment base is moving, a lot of other stuff can get moving. So
if I had to frame it, what I'm understanding is that the communication was, hey, I started to see gaps and maybe not moving in fast enough to supply the gap to have that competitive edge, which I think you have plenty room because I don't think we figured anything down.
Yeah, it's from the urban perspective. Like, man, like what were the breakout records this year? Where were the biggest urban restaurants? Where were the biggest, was there an urban television show that broke? Like, what was it here? And I'm talking about locally in South Florida, where we are like the nerve center of Florida. You know what I'm saying?
I can
from the urban perspective.
I could put some notable some notable mentions out there where I saw talent that was traditionally just rap, like really shift into content creation, and then like boomed enough that I started to see that, okay, the shift is happening. People are starting to understand that attention. Music unfortunately didn't have the same value it did
to the new consumer.
To the new consumer,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's still valued to the regular consumer, but how they consume music is a lot different. That's why a lot of people don't see that in their checks, because the way they listen to music and the way they find music, it's totally different. That's why I always tell people, you got to have a level of understanding of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like before you step through to do any business venture, any record label, any artist, anything, understand what you're doing first, then step. Because once you understand it better, you can manipulate it better. But if you don't understand it, how can you manipulate? You can just go and just keep trying and keep trying. But if you understand it, you know what I'm saying? You win. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to nerd us out.
Yeah.
But I do want it to be something that we do provide some value where people can go and use things practically.
Yeah.
You know, for me, this is what this platform and doing this with you is so important. So what he's referring to in marketing is called a SWOT analysis. If you don't know what that is, everybody got the same tool in their phone. And what is that? Chat GPT. You can use Chat GPT. Preferably, I'm gonna give y'all, you know what? At the end of this one, in the description, I think we should give them a link of the tools that we use, or you wanna wait?
Oh, wait. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As they follow and they start understanding. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The main thing is understanding. Even if I gave you the tools, you got to understand how to use them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can put seasonings on this table right now. The same 3 seasonings. Okay. Like Trick seasoning. Trick, what up? Trick got his pots out there till we killing it. But I put the same 3 seasonings, and then everybody could. What do you say? The food could taste different. Right. Each person could do a different level of seasoning, even though they're using the same 3 seasonings. That's why I said I don't mind. I always tell people what I'm doing, or give them an idea, or because I feel like they can never do it like the way I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because
in consulting, what I learned was you could tell them what, you can tell them why, but the how is what you sell.
There you go.
You know, so what I'm saying? So you know what? I think out of good favor, we're going to put something collaboratively, we're going to put something together. But if you want to know how to actually implement it, you know, we'll set up a Calendly link. Y'all can jump on the line with us, and we'll see what the opportunity is.
We want to make sure y'all tuned in. Make sure you're watching Sweat Equity. Make sure you're listening and, like I said, understanding. And then, you know, throughout the year, we're gonna bestow some gifts. We're gonna bestow some events where they can come out and meet and greet and just talk. Man, Miami is full of, South Florida period is full of so much talented, creative people, right? But it's just, how are we gonna step to the next level? How are we gonna create like shout out to Charlamagne the God, $200 million podcast deal. All this stuff is happening in New York City, California. How do we get Miami on that level for the urban perspective? The Latin perspective is killing it, my G. They're Univision, Telemundo, Doral, Sweetwater, all the clubs, the venues, the artists, the clothings, it's going to the next level. So urban wise, we had a big run for a long time. Miami was all urban. It was just everything. But now it's just a gumbo mix of different things, and it's just now you gotta know how to do it differently.
Well, my opinion is that we lack the diversification within the culture where, to be honest with you, because you said it, we have so many creatives.
Yeah.
And I agree. But sometimes that also could be a problem.
1000%.
Because who's
leading
thinking?
the way? Who's pushing forward? That's like I always tell my daughter, I'm like, who's your mentors? Who are you listening to? I see you on social media all day and watching, but some of that stuff is real and some of that stuff is fake. And that's what's the problem. No one's teaching everybody the proper way to do things because nobody is not even trying to learn. They're just trying to go. And that is that's what I'm understanding about understanding what you're doing before you go.
Right.
Understanding where you're trying to go before you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the idea is that you're going to fail, I promise you.
No.
But you're going to fail in increments that allow you to continuously like pivot enough until you get it right. Mm-hmm. So you can't, it's a great, it's a balance you have to have. There's not becoming a victim of paralysis of analysis where you're overthinking shit. Mm-hmm. But also having the gumption to be like, all right, I'm gonna try it.
No.
But you also have to prepare, and it's doing your homework. You know, what I find my biggest complaint, and in 2026, I'm not complaining about this no more, is creatives' gap in business acumen. Because again, we live in a time where there's so much information. It's like you don't know how to do a business plan.
No.
There's a little device in your pocket that can help you put it in the business plan.
That's why we got this podcast called Sweat Equity, because you don't always need money to start a business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can find a money person, but that money person is going to need a person like us who have that sweat equity, or he's going to have to hire 20 influencers or spend a crazy amount of money on marketing and advertising. So it's just the main thing, man. Sweat equity is something that everybody needs with what they're working with, or finding that person that has that sweat equity and that credibility to help you. You know,
mentioned Charlamagne the God. I mean, somebody who gets that type of offer put in the sweat.
100%.
And cashed in on the equity of that.
1000%. And then they trusting him to go to the next level because they see he knows how to move in that market. Right. And also be able to transcend. Like, I commend Charlamagne the God because every time he talks, I understand every word he's saying. He's not babbling. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He gets his point across. He's focused. You ever watch Charlamagne in an interview? He just looking right at the person the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
It has an intention.
But it's psychological also. People always think this whole game is just like a brute force pushing. It's psychological. It's understanding your consumer, understanding who's listening to you, understanding their brain waves in the sense of like, are they smart people? Are they this people? What type of person is going to listen to this station or listen to this guest? How do I depict my question to that person? You know what I'm saying? To not go over the heads of some other people. You know what I'm saying? As I bring that guest in to really get that guest to come, to go viral, so what him and Envy do over there is amazing.
It's an art form.
It's an art form.
It's an art form.
It's an art, and that's what people don't understand because they understand. They probably read journalism books. They went to journalism school. They went to college. They understood. A lot of people think it's just, I'm gonna get up and go, or hey, I'm a girl. I'm just gonna show a little leg and thigh and win, and it's only gonna last a little while.
Yeah, it's diminishing.
If you're trying to be a legacy person, you're gonna have to learn. You're going to have to understand. You're going to have to make mistakes. They're going to have to laugh at you. You know, people laughed at me and told me my marketing is guerrilla marketing, or my this is that, or my that is this. They don't think that no more because we know. I watched. I saw what's coming. I see what's going to change. You see people up and you see people down. Yo, I've been hot for 20 summers, my G. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here in Miami doing my thing, from Club Live to the Music Mecca Miami to all these new business and new ventures, man. We here. We here, bro.
Anybody who makes a judgment, I have like a obsession with marketing. Anybody who makes a judgment passes a judgment on one's like methodology and technique to marketing, I already know from that, just from that statement, I already know. I was like, oh, you don't know what marketing is.
1000%.
Marketing is dynamic. It changes.
But then sometimes they don't know who they are because they're trying to find their self and they think they're an influencer or they think they're this, but
that's brand.
And that's why I need to work around people so you can find. Yeah. It's almost like football with the coach learning how to utilize you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may be a running back, but you're a pretty good quarterback. You may be a quarterback, but you're good at being some call of a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like how the coach puts you in that's why coaches are so important. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And mentorship is so important. And my coach was my father. You know, I had some assistant coaches like my uncles and different people and, you know what I'm saying, friends along the way, but that's my coach. You know what I'm saying? And that's who I'm going to, you know, that's whack. That's not a good idea. I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to someone that's more successful than me. I may rebuttal a little bit, but end of the day, I'm going to listen to this person. And I feel like we should listen to more successful people that's more successful than us and just quiet it down and listen.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, what are they doing to make themselves better in a sense than I am? The things that they're putting forth, that the way they're concentrating, what time they're getting up in the morning. Are they overwhelming with 10 projects? Do they have 2-hour meetings or they have 1-hour meetings? Do they have 30-minute meetings? How do they keep themselves moving like that? You know what I'm saying?
True that. It's being able to learn from those who have been doing it at a high level for a long time. I have no problem. I got a bunch of mentors. They never met me because I'm either reading their books or I'm watching their lectures. But it's so I look to those who are leading and acting in where in a way that's what I want to be, and I don't really chase the hype, the virality of like the internet can trick you really easy. So I wanted to go back to when you were talking about, my dad was my mentor. Yeah. I know you got the big 50, right?
Yeah. I'm turning 50 this year. A BB 50, baby.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying? I've made it this far and I'm so, so healthy. Shout out to Dr. Joe, my pharmacist, who always keep me,
If we have had put a number on your time in the entertainment business, decades, right?
Yeah, decades. 1000% decades.
Are we saying 30?
I would say 25, 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
I think 30's fair. 30's fair.
30's fair. 30's fair. You know what I'm saying? And just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Small clubs, big clubs, restaurant, bar, lounges. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my marketing promoter boys that we started off with. My Michael Mad, Michael Gardner, my Phil LeMayer. Just so many different people that you got, you know what I'm saying? You watched manifest and really, tailor make South Beach in a sense of, you know what I'm saying? Not the owners, but like the promoter guys that we was the ones in the streets. We was the one wrangling the artists. Yeah. We was the one calling the artists. But I had what do you call the word? I had a little advantage. Okay. Because of the music industry. So I always was like cool, super cools with the artists and certain things like that, when it comes to that perspective of like South Beach and booking the artists and, having them show up, you know what I'm saying? Having them perform. That
was your leverage.
That was my leverage, is the relationships, you know what I'm saying? With the artists through recording and music and gaining their trust, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then breaking bread with them. You know what I'm saying? On a consistent level and then them respecting you. You know what I'm saying?
So take me back 30 years ago, you're much younger.
Way younger.
And you're it's no secret you're the son of reggae royalty and legacy, but I know you like ball. In sports.
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah,
pause.
Pause. Hey, hey. Oh, wow. American.
Yeah, basketball. Basketball put that dog in you a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Teamwork, teammate, but at the same time, you still want to score. You still want to shine. You want to see your name in the paper. So it's like at the same time, it was like you were together as a team, but it was competition at the same time. True. So you just learned how to wheel people, like, you know what I'm saying? And then like I always was like a ninth grader playing varsity, so I was always with the older dudes. So they would try to son you, manipulate you, or tell you different things.
You
but
passed JV, you went straight to
I went straight to varsity. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and it was good and bad because
they was on your neck.
They was on my neck, and they knew a little bit more than me about life. Maybe not basketball, but about life. And knowing a lot about life can help you in basketball. Can even help you be more even talented than a more talented person. You know what I'm saying?
Elaborate on that.
It's just like being smart can trump talent a lot.
You say it again for me. Being good at what was the statement?
I always say being good at sports, you're going to be good at business.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like
that. Because it puts a discipline in you, and a strenuous. Like when I play basketball at the court, I be LA Fitness talking mad smack, right? And I'm like, yo, I would say like, if you good, like you on my team, you good at basketball, you good at business. And 9 times out of the 10, the people that are very good at basketball, they're very good at business, marketing, sales, franchising, just quick thinking and being able to assemble teams. Okay. I feel like I'm a great team maker. I feel like I'm like, you know how many guys that came from our studio that are Grammy award-winning engineers? Grammy award-winning producers, because I know how to like build people and work on their strengths. You know what I'm saying? Make them better people to be able to go out there and make money. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not going to forget who helped you. You know what I'm saying? And that's my biggest gift, having 40 to 50 people in the market that I can pick up the phone and jump over you by calling the boss. You know what I'm saying?
That's where
then also giving the boss the tools to be like, Abebe gonna kill it. And then I'm gonna also kill it by packing the venue. Or breaking the record. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped over for a reason. I didn't jump over because I got the connect. I jumped over because I got the connect, but I'm also delivering the results for that boss or that person that I jumped over and didn't have to call the manager. Didn't have to call the thing. You know what I'm saying? When you're making an artist $250,000 hosting parties, they're your best friends. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hosting parties, not performing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he's in the building. What's going on? Yeah. You know, next club. You know what I'm saying?
My mentor said that was, he's like, if you want to make somebody like your best friend, help them make money.
100%.
So,
and that's factual. And then now you can take your relationships to the next level. And you're like, hey man, you know, I got this merch thing I'm trying to do. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I'll give you an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sweat equity is like 99% opportunity, man. It's all about what are you going to do with that opportunity? You know what I'm saying? And you can't take every opportunity and act like you know everything, because that's when you get into those quandaries and those situations, unless you can find a person to do certain things. I've done gigs where I've even hired other marketing companies because I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's how did the job get done? Yes, it did. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of, I spent majority of mine, you know, as this year, you know, you gave me the opportunity to come in and help you build the agency. But prior to that, I was freelancing everywhere. You know, that's kind of how you start in marketing. I'm a freelance, and this guy needs you for here. That team needs to get need you from there. I'm sticking to a certain narrative because I think it's going to help people land, because you got 30 years of equity. And there's a 20-year-old here or 18-year-old is like, I don't have my 30 years yet. So if we leave the breadcrumbs, I think it really does help them. So you know, 30 years ago, you come out of school, you have your sports mindset. But when do you get into music in a serious way? The reason why the question matters is because it's like, your dad, you've been seeing probably celebrities all your life.
Yeah, but my dad never rushed us into the industry. You know what I'm saying? He never said, hey, you gotta do music. Hey, you gotta do this. Hey, no, he didn't. I just saw it as an opportunity. And I told you, through sports, it just makes you that jovial person, because a lot of rappers are sports players too. And they love sports, they love basketball, they love going to the gym. So it just worked hand in hand in what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? With the artistry, with the music, with it just... it just spiraled into just loving it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and just figuring out. And then the greatest thing, once you love it and figure it out, then you figure out how to make money from it. Then you start making money from it. You're like, this is the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? But it took a while and a lot of mistakes and a lot of different things to carve out that niche where I could understand.
That's where my question was going to go was, when does Abebe Lewis makes his first money in music?
Yeah. Just doing different things, working with Trick Daddy, working so many different people, man. BMF, on a legal perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Working in so many different ways. It was never like a big walk money, but like the biggest thing I did early in my career is I remember I was really cool with Cash Money, right? Birdman, Slim,
right.
I knew every single person.
I'd be looking at the old pictures. I'd be like, look at Bebe.
I done flew on the jet back and forth to New Orleans, private. I've been to that house in New Orleans. They say, baby, what do you call it? Abandoned. I was in that house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that said, it's like they gave me an opportunity because Juvenile and them weren't on the best terms. You know what I'm saying?
At that time.
At a point. After 400 Degrees. So they were like, yo, Bebe, I need you to coordinate with Juvie to do that an album. And I was like, okay. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was just being I was like being like the middleman because they weren't at the best terms. So I was like, I don't know what you call that word. A liaison and all that stuff. So
or A&R?
Something like an A&R. You know what I'm saying? I should have got my credits on there. I think my name was on that project. I got to look. But far as like, I needed in my life. That was that time. You know what I'm saying? That Juvie just did. Juvie kind of did that album solo dolo in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember if Manny was involved with some of the production, or maybe he was, but that album was a monumental comeback album for Juvenile. And that taught me a lot of business too, because you had two parties that weren't at odds.
They weren't communicating.
But they still released the project and got the job done. You know what I'm saying? Through a liaison of myself being the person that was talking to both parties, just, you know what I'm saying, finishing that project. You know what I'm saying? And
if you talk to most execs, the way that you describe it, I was like, oh, you're an A&R.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when Birdman came to the studio, Juvie wasn't there. We finished we almost finished the project, and I said, listen to this. I want it in my life. He said, no more. That's it. We got one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though they was beefing and they was ever, he still heard that. That's why I can't take nothing away from Bird. Bird is my dog. I can't take nothing away from that man. Ear.
Yeah.
He know what he's doing. Yeah. He's not stupid. Yeah, he got some other little, things going on. But listen, if I'm playing whole court, Birdman go be my first or second pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not, I'm considering basketball with business. So like if I'm saying I'm doing business, because Bird gonna find a way to get the job done.
Right.
He gonna find a way to get the feature, get the clearance, release the record, do the video.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, how do we pull this off? It's just certain people got those things.
Yeah.
And then certain people don't got those things. Like Trick Daddy. Local, I'm just going like people that here in South Florida. Trick Daddy got it. The man got the pots, the seasoning, the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like he's transcended his failures,
media,
and his greatness, and put it all together and put it right in front of your face. And now look at his sweat equity.
Yeah,
it's paying off. Where he has such a successful pot line, successful restaurant. All that is Trick never was a real chef. He's a cook on Instagram for fun.
Yeah.
So that's the sweat equity that he put into now having a TV show cooking pots. Yeah. I'm just showing y'all, work on the things you like, but learn how to make it make sense monetary. I know it's hard.
And leverage it.
And leverage it. I know it's hard. But if you really sit back with all the tools that you have today, like the ChatGPT, all the other tools that you have, I'm telling you can leverage greatness, because you can ask ChatGPT to go back in time to when Miami was popping and ask ChatGPT, why was Miami's infrastructure doing so well back then to now? That should be something you type in right now, audio, in the sense of getting an answer. You know what I'm saying? And chat depict it to the mindset of why I think it is. And I guarantee it's going to be similar.
So we're gonna make this a thing here as we're gonna like to educate you guys. What he's talking about is called a pestle analysis, which takes a moment of time and it looks at the politics, the economics, the science and technology. That's because absolutely what you're talking about is what I would do to determine like what that brand campaign.
Why did that work then?
Why did that work then?
And then try to do it now or transcend or. But then you look at the different things like Stranger Things where people bringing back Nike Tracers and Stranger Things is bringing back an 80s vibe of clothing. You know what I'm saying? That somebody would never, or shoes would never think it would happen, but it's happening through depiction of television, influencer marketing. It's just a whole game. That's why you can sit back and now watch the big boys and kind of do the same thing, but in a smaller campaign for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to be gangbusters, but if any new artist trying to build anything, it's going to take you 3 to 5 years to really get to that point of actually making some money, unless you get a hit, unless you're just doing something, 20 other things. Like everybody's not going to be that dude, but with time, you can be. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll use that to segue into this new, I would say, niche. And I love it because I've got to work in the music industry. I got to work with a lot of legacy acts. Usually, you know, before you get your real chance with like the top billing, you know, you're gonna get a chance by somebody who's had some who's been in the game and who's willing to, and they're gonna be willing to give you a shot at it. And you found a really cool niche. And we were talking about it the other day of like, I want to say reactivating legacy catalog.
Definitely, man. I was lucky enough to work with Joseph Weinberger and DJ Debo over at the 2 Live Crew office.
I was about to say, these guys young, they don't know who you're talking about.
Little Joe Records, and he owns the catalog of 2 Live Crew, Michael Sterling, and a couple other artists.
He got the classics.
Yeah. What's that? The 69 Boys, some of their stuff, some of their bigger records, but it's
give us
what to do with that, those catalog songs. You know what I'm saying? Say we took like Michael Sterling, Do You Mind? I mean Michael Sterling, Lovers and Friends.
My joint is One More Chance.
One More Chance, and then you take that and you give it to a producer, and they kind of like revamp it and remake it and give it to somebody new.
Okay.
To blow that record back up again. You know what I'm saying? Like The Weeknd and Mario Winans song. You know what I'm saying?
That was a crazy one.
And he didn't really change much on that. And but look what it did. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had Eric Sermon on that talking about something he make $200,000 every couple months, and he owns like 5 to 7% of that song. Just that song. So I'm just showing you how one song can reignite an entire catalog. You know what I'm saying? So it's like catalog meaning like your catalog of songs. It could be newer catalog songs or older, but mainly the older catalog stuff is really what I'm looking for to get that back going.
To reactivate it.
And then I take the right person and I put the right producer with the right artist. Now we got a hit record. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then it's so easy to get it cleared because before I did the record, I already spoke to the person that owns the master, the publishing and everything. So like guys like Little Joe Records who have a good amount of catalog and a good range of songs to pick from. You know what I'm saying? That you can redo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's so like for me when you were telling me about it, I was like, yo, that is so crazy. As a music producer and songwriter, the only thing I'm ever thinking about is obviously my catalog, but most producers and songwriters are just thinking about, let me get a pub deal, call it a day. But now you're creating a new use case for existing catalog where a producer, and you can give me your opinion on this, if should that still be an interest for a producer or songwriter to still want to go get the pub deal, or maybe retain it and work with a consultant like you?
It matters your situation.
How much if you're broke?
Okay. You need studio money.
I like that.
You want to buy a house, then you take the equity back in the house and you got the money back. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different component ways, but I would say just really think before you sign that pub deal because it's serious. You know what I'm saying? To get out of it. And unless you dropping it like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? There's people that get out of their pub deals but there's people that I know that's been in pub deals for 30 years.
Honorable mention, and I salute him because he went through what I probably one of the worst situations was Hit Boy.
Oh, I got to double check on that. I
yeah,
saw some stuff like that.
He didn't make no money off niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know,
but he said Jay-Z got him straight, I heard.
I mean, I got to go back. You know,
I heard it. He said Jay-Z renegotiated.
Okay.
I got a chance to work. Not work with Hit Boy, but he came to Circle House. And
okay.
Vibing out. That's when they did the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did a lot of,
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's your relationships with these people,
Right.
you know, and it's getting to know Hit Boy, getting to know Murder Beats, getting to know even the local producer like Gorilla Tech, getting to know the different people that know how to flip samples.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking for clearances too. Like, I do tons of cold calls. I'll DM a producer out the blue. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he may respond right away or he may respond 2 days later, but at least I'm trying to get directly to that person, because sometimes when you don't get directly to the person, your idea gets construed in so many different ways by the time it gets to that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try to like get to the person, so at least I give that artist or that producer or that publication the aspect of hearing it from me. You know what I'm saying? Hearing it from me, not hearing it for somebody else who I said something to, or you know.
I know you can't give up this specifics because you know certain things are private. But what does the economics for someone like yourself in that? I mean, I think it's such a cool, like, it allows you to be creative with existing IP and create strategy. Like, what's the economics behind it?
What do you mean by that?
Like if somebody's watching this and saying, I think I want to do his job. Yeah. Like, what is the, do you position yourself as being part of the production as retaining some kind of?
I'm really part of every capacity, because I can get with a producer, and then I got the traffic a young producer doesn't. So I can levy, a little publishing. I can levy a lot of things because I do got the traffic. I'm going to put you in front of the artist. I'm going to get you, to the studio and all that stuff.
In all intents and purposes, you are help producing the song.
Basically, in the sense of not actually doing the beat, but actually putting the components together. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're a tastemaker or somebody who just got a real passion for music and you're really good at analytics, I'm not asking you to give up your methodologies on how you pick the songs.
Culture is a big thing for me too. Culture, because I'm thinking of Dominican, Haitian, Caribbean, Trinidadian, Barbados, Jamaica, like Cuba, like Venezuela, like, you know what I'm saying? There's like, look at all that culture that I just named. Everybody has different stars.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's under their umbrella of their culture. So like, it's just to figure out, how do you do it? You know what I'm saying? How do I touch all these markets? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what I'm doing, damn, South Florida ain't feeling what I'm doing, but damn, they feeling me in Dakota. They feeling me, like, you know what I'm saying? They feeling me in other places when it comes to my music and my and the things that I'm trying to get to really get across. You know what I'm saying?
I like that point. I heard somebody recently say, I like to give people their credit, but he said that music stopped being regionalized and that hurt how we consume music.
No, definitely. That's why, listen, I've had so much success by locally doing Miami Heat songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, locally just having an artist be like, hey, listen, we're going to, strategy. I always tell people this strategy. We're going to do a Miami Heat song. Right. You know what I'm saying? Try to get it through the door. You got DJ M. Dot and Iries over there. As long as the song is good, they're going to support it in a sense of social media.
You shot me the idea to do the city song for the, I forget which city it was.
Oh, North Miami. Yeah. But it's just different concepts to really put it in that perspective so people get a better understanding of it.
Right.
And I keep telling everybody, once you understand it, you can make money from it. But you gotta understand it first. What are you doing? Where are you going? What's your demographic? What are you selling? What are you buying? What music are you playing? What are they listening to? I'm no singer, right? But I know it's Christmas time past, right? And if I was gonna drop something, I could do Christmas carols with Abebe Lewis. I could do, Thanksgiving poems. It's so many, like, you can trend so well to just wait for that point of your bus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you got to stay consistent on it, and you got to be excited about all the things you're doing. And it just has to work in that benefit, but you definitely need that excitement. You know what I'm saying? You need to be passionate about this. You got to get up and love this. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just going, because there's 20 million other people trying to do what you're doing from all over the world.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? Trying to become singers, become rappers, become marketing people. And we're lucky to be here in South Florida where it's like the melting pot of cultures. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
We got stuff like Art Basel. I think we lost Rolling Loud, right?
They're
going to Orlando next year, so I don't know if they're coming back. But that was a monumental concert that started here.
Yeah.
Look at that. And the development of that started here to branch out to make it such an expansion.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're in a melting pot of culture world here. So, like, I go to Rolling Loud, I'm gonna see Venezuelan kids, I'm gonna see Cuban kids, I'm gonna see black kids, I'm gonna see white kids, I'm gonna see Latin, I'm gonna see every kid, but they all have one common thing. They want to see Travis Scott, they want to see Quavo, they want to see the Trick, they want to see these artists. You know what I'm saying?
I can see two sides of the argument though, because one of the things that I do think is useful is when there's a consistency of culture, right? So like if I'm an Asian kid and everybody's around me Asian and I'm really good Asian artist, then my demographic is locked in, and we all can share culture now.
Yeah, the kid Jen, remember Jen, the kid from Miami? He was Asian and he ended up in Fast and the Furious, and he was a rapper.
Is it the 106 apart guy?
Yeah, but he started here. Jen is South Florida.
Damn.
Culture. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't know what
But he was able to maneuver because he got hip hop from being around, you know what I'm saying? Miami and all that, Let's take a break and we'll be right back.